All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Let's do this. Looking forward to this great session. You guys just are too good at amping me up, man. Kips's music is coming. Kips's music is going to be the outro today. It's a 4-minute track called Autumn. Here's the link right now. Oh, I don't know what's going on over there. Let me throw the link up into the chat on the outro. We'll be listening to Kips, thanking him for all of his presence, for his contribution, just for being here with us, sharing his knowledge with us. We're going to listen to this. Nice. I listened to it already this morning. Beautiful. That's what we'd like to see, Carlo. That's what we'd like to see. By the way, thank you all. Just want to, everyone, you guys really put me in the best mood ever. I am grateful for this community. Could there be a more positive, supportive community on the internet than what we got going on over here? I am grateful for all of you. Absolutely. That's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. Absolutely. My pleasure, right? Very cool track. We're all listening to it today. All right. I was looking at this. I wanted to troll my family. All invested in the public markets. How's that Apple doing? Look at this. We got Litecoin. This is 1 week returns up 27.9%. Polkadot up 20%. XRP up 20%. Bitcoin, right? The old blue chip. Bitcoin up 11%. Ethereum making the move today, up 9%. Look at that, just beautifulness. Let's take a look at Ethereum right here this morning because we are now approaching this important resistance that we had over there, right? Not too bad. I thought the first time we broke above 390 over here, right? 390 that we were going to make it up to 500. We came close. Actually, Brandon had a resistance over there that first time. I remember that. Here we go, though. We're about to take out the all-important resistance over here. Yesterday during the CTM live session, it was really nice. We looked at the possibility of why Ethereum at this point in the cycle could really start making its move. Brandon, Alan have provided some phenomenal insight into that. And I've actually have been spending a lot of time over these past few days listening to everything that they've been presenting. And it makes a lot of sense. I see what's going on. I have no rush whatsoever to exit my Ethereum and Chainlink position. I'm just going to keep holding them for a while. We'll see whenever that happens. I will let you know. But, and it's funny because I said at 18,000, I would exit at 18,000 Bitcoin, I would be looking to exit my Ethereum and also my Chainlink. And now it's the opposite, right? On that one little account, I'm taking a little bit of profit over there on Bitcoin if we get towards 19,000, 32, whatever it is. And I'll be holding the other two. So that's what it's all about. All right. So beautiful to see. Nothing else to say on this Friday morning. Just really beautiful to see. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to equities, though. All right. I'm going to start off with this tweet over here. Not this one. The Great Reset, right? Who is this guy? Does everyone know this guy? If you know this guy, put his name into the chat. If you don't know him, you better learn his name. Yeah, this is not fun. This is real, right? This guy says, this is from the World Economic Forum. I forgot his evil name myself. If you remember his name, let's see where it is. And this guy is a hero. This guy's a hero. Let me put this. Go to my Twitter. Look for this tweet over there. It's the last one over there. Yeah. Thanks for being Strawberry Jam. We haven't seen you in a while, my brother. Glad to have you back here with us. This guy's a hero. Watch what he says. Anyway, over here, I think his name's Kyle or some crazy evil. Anyway, by 2030, you own nothing and you will be happy. That's what they have planned for us. There it is. There it is. This guy's like an Austin Powers even villain, and he's real. This is what I want to talk to you about, though. This is very important. The U.S. Secretary Mnuchin is declining to extend most of the Fed's emergency credit programs beyond the year end and asking the Fed to return all the unused CARES Act risk capital. It's about $450 billion, about as much money as MicroStrategy had put into Bitcoin when it was at I don't know, I think $10,000 or so. Imagine the Fed had put that money into Bitcoin, they'd be up 100% on it. All right? This move shuts down the corporate credit programs that's propped up markets last spring. So the training wheels are coming off. This is a big deal over here. And what's even a bigger deal is the way that the markets reacted. The futures recover all losses from Fed Treasury split scare. This is a big deal that's going on. Look how the markets could have sold off big today. It's interesting that they're not selling off yet, right? It's interesting. We're going to go ahead and add the trend line down over here for the triangle that we've been watching and developing, right? Because a breakdown from here at this point, there's enough space over here. It was 2% yesterday. It must be about 2.5% yesterday. We might get in early. Let's see what happens. And again, we're watching for the break to the upside. But you have to watch how the market reacts. To me, it's very, very interesting to see. The market has every reason to sell off today. And it's so far holding up. That's very, very interesting. You have to listen to signals like that. Is Ethereum a bet against Charles? Look, Cardano could succeed. Ethereum could succeed, right? We have Google, we have Facebook, we have Microsoft, right? We have Oracle. There's no reason Ethereum can't succeed and Cardano can't succeed. I'm rooting for crypto in general, right? I'm a crypto guy. I mean, I'm a Bitcoin guy, but I'm not one of those like Bitcoin guys that are like, you are preventing Bitcoin from taking over the world. With all these other projects, you're preventing Bitcoin from actually taking over the whole world. I mean, man. Anyway, that's interesting too. Justin's noting that we have a bunch of options rolling off today. Another potential piece of noise. I love it, Justin. I love that you wrote that it's noise to throw off the markets. That's why we're going to follow. Yeah, you think that's... Oh, I'm a maxi. I'm a maxi. I only believe in Bitcoin, and if you don't believe in Bitcoin, I'm gonna give you a thumbs down. Go away. Go find the maxi channel with your friends. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. It's us versus them. Crypto is the opportunity for innovation. Crypto is the opportunity for just a whole new world development. Right? Don't buy the hype. People get into your head. Man. You got to think for yourself. If you think that you're like only Bitcoin, then you're not thinking for yourself. Bitcoin is the only one competing versus money. You have nothing to worry about, right? Bitcoin is the only one competing versus money. By the way, there's talk out there that they can make Ethereum more scarce than Bitcoin if they start burning transaction fees on Ethereum. That actually it could become a more scarce asset with the stock to flow higher than Bitcoin. Well, here's the thing. Like Ethereum doesn't run on consensus. You have this Vitalik guy who kind of like says what happens. So there's no hard cap on Ethereum. You can never compare Bitcoin and Ethereum. But that doesn't mean that there's no room here for Ethereum to do what it's meant to do. All right. Anyway. There you go. I mean, amazing move over there. I've never traded an option in my whole life. In my 20-year career, I've never traded an option. Dan, what are you doing? They're not the same asset class. That's right, Gene. Oh, really? Well, Muchin has nothing to explain. Muchin has nothing to explain, right? Like, can you imagine someone being fiscally responsibly having to explain themselves? Right? Anyway, let's go. Let's go into the charts over here. Let's see what else is going on this morning. We got Ethereum. We have Ethereum. Yeah, we have Ethereum spiking up 8% today. Keeps going over there. It's beautiful. I really want to get into silver and gold today. And then we'll just, it's Friday. We'll have a lot of fun. Right? The whole free world's got all these maxi shuck. I believe in free markets as long as it's only Bitcoin. All right. No, I stick with the 8 hour always. If you drop down to a smaller time frame, there's no sense of being on the 8 hour. You're getting back into the chop. All right, Igor, I've always been a fan of small amount of leverage on Bitcoin. Always. All right. So let me focus on the charts. I'm pulling off the comments a little bit. I'll bring them back later. We got Kips, nickel, and copper flying today. We'll get into that before we get into gold and silver, right? I'm moving the comments only because I need to focus, and you all have me so distracted this morning that I can't, that I can't do it, right? So here we go. Sorry, but I'll be back. I will be back. It's Friday. There's a lot of fun, and that fun is going to end with Kip's autumn track, all right? So here we go. Do we have copper flying? Nah, nickel's not. Come on. You got it. Well, that looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. Everyone here sees it. There's nothing for me to say, right? It looks beautiful, but come on. You're competing with crypto right now. All right, we'll come back to that. Let me look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq over here, right? What do we got? Resistance. If we break out above here with all of this going on, that's a big deal for me. That's a big deal. Now, keep in mind, what I have in the back of my mind is this one whole set of occurrences where Georgia goes blue, Biden wins the presidency, and man, who knows what happens, right? But I would expect we see a huge stimulus package come in right away. The markets, what are they going to do? By the way, the Fed is right now, they must be having some emergency meetings over in New York this morning, right? What is it? I forgot. Is it One Plaza? I forgot. And they must be like, what are we going to do? We were talking about extending our QE duration. Now we gotta load up the bazooka. We got to do something because the GOV just left the whole scenario over here. They let us hanging. We got to act now. But don't worry, they got help coming soon. They got probably a whole new administration, unless they don't. By the way, someone got all upset yesterday that I posted something from Zero Hedge. By the way, I've been following Zero Hedge for probably 14 years. The accuracy of the news I get here, and by the way, like anything else, you better be able to read between the headlines. You better be able to read when someone's trying to influence your opinion, and you better be able to influence when it's a propaganda piece, because they occur on Zero Hedge as well. But the information I've been able to gather from here is a lot more accurate than the information I've been able to gather through your trusted sources, which are corrupt and not trusted, by the way. So here you go. So if we break out over here, that's going to be a big tell on my part, because the market right now has everything against it. So if we break out above here, I'm going to be following that clue, right? And you all know I'm waiting for a breakout above here. But my base case is that we break down. Oh yeah, you don't think your trusted sources are corrupted? Not only are they corrupted, they're compliant. They're complicit. They're in on it, right? So, yeah, you gotta, by the way, if you want to find out, if you want to take the red pill, it all starts with money. You have to find out what is money, how is money created, and who controls it. And that's the ultimate red pill. Forget everything else. All you need to find out and figure out is what is money. You could start with the creature from Jekyll Island, right? Start with that. And once you learn about what money is, who controls it, once you learn that the Fed is no more federal than Federal Express, and that it's owned by foreign bankers and interests, you'll learn what's going on, and then you'll start your journey. Now, money is debt, and that's not how money is set up to be. That's not how it's set up to be, right? Congress gave up the power to create money. Who'd they give it up to and why? All right. Yep, absolutely. All of it. All of them. All right, let's go. What else we got going on? Everyone's clear on the markets. Let's take a peek at the Dow, by the way, just to see what's going on over there, right? I see that same trend line that's on the S&P 500. Someone said, we'll get into Bitcoin in a minute. Let me check out the Russell over here. Everything looks good and healthy. What's up with King Dollar this morning? Nothing. Still flirting over here with the bottom of this box, this blue box that we added. I have no idea why it's not on my chart this morning, because we added it in the live stream yesterday in the training session. By which way, we're flirting right here with breaking down, right? Could everyone see it, right? Hold on to your milkshake. Hold on to your milkshake because it's about to get bumpy. What's going on? We've been talking about gold and silver. Gold, right? It so far has just held that 1815, 1847 area of support. We talked about yesterday that, like, yeah, I wouldn't take it. There's no way. Look, I also added up the trend line yesterday. It's not there. I talked about how, yeah, like that would be an aggressive entry, and there's no way I would take it. We're still in no man's land, right? And we got to get above 1914 in order for it to be a lot clearer. And I said, look, in my opinion, it's a matter of time, but you want to be focused in the right area at the right time. So, but we did say silver's looking better. I saw this morning, right? Who was it? It was Michael was talking about this entry he took right here on silver this morning. Look over there, right? I believe that's where he got it, right? And it's a good entry. I think in yesterday's update, we talked about it as well. I still wasn't, I'm not interested in it, right? But it's there and it looks better than gold. And it's funny because you all know who have been watching for a long time. I've been like, no, stay away from silver until this happened, until we had the breakout retest and silver's held. Technically it's held. Why gold didn't. Gold fell below the trend line over here, the support. Not only that, it then retested off the broken support as resistance. Yeah, the support's held, but that's why it's neutral. That's why it's neutral in this area, right? But silver technically looks a lot better over here because it's held the trend line over there, resuming up. And then look today, silver outperforming. It is what it is. It is what it is. Andy, thanks for being here. I'm not. I'm just happy. It's nothing. So this is a great. I'm glad it's so funny. I just pulled over the comments so I could read the comments. I saw your comment, and this is what. So by the way, let me just go over to Bitcoin now, right? So just for like a little bit of situational awareness, right? The truth is this. I'm up right now on my Bitcoin position, which was over 50% of my net worth, over 50% of my net worth at 9,000, fully positioned in. I'm up over 100% on that position, right? Some of it's margined, so it's not even 100%. It's not even 100% gain. It's well over that. I could care less. I am completely detached. I assure you, Lemmy and everyone, I could care less. I am completely detached. It means absolutely nothing to me. And my exit is significantly higher from here. It means absolutely nothing. You need to be detached in your trading, whether you're talking about your gains or your losses. Otherwise, you're completely doing this wrong and you're never going to get it, right? So the reason that I'm euphoric today, first of all, had everything to do and started to do. I didn't wake up this way, right? I woke up actually a little tired. I woke up, it was when I got into the live stream and all you were sharing your extraordinarily positive vibes with me. It amped me up. It got me excited. And I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to be sharing this time with you. And then we just started free flowing, I can't carry a tune. I can't rap, but, I got the flow. And this is the flow that I go with. And that's what it's all about. So don't confuse yourself that it thinks it has anything to do with my investments. Let me, well before this area, well before over here, I'm already set. You know what I'm saying? I'm already set. It's nothing to do with this. Thanks be to God. We're already, we're already comfortable here. And so it has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with spreading joy. It has to do with that. So anyway, just so you know, that's the no, because you don't know, and now you know. Bitcoin. Look at this. It was, by the way, Brandon, if you're listening, you've kind of been on fire. Brandon pointed out over here yesterday, as price was down, not as it was up. He was like, yeah, listen, Bitcoin's going to make another run at 19,000, and before we have the dump. And that's the page I'm on as well, you know, and I still have my sell orders over here. I talked it out with you yesterday with all of you during the live stream, and I talked about the possibility of Bitcoin not making its pullback because of the institutional influence and everything else. And we completely weighed both sides, right? Before you make any decision, understand not only what your opinion is, but the other side that's contrary to yours, so that you can make an informed decision. There we are. What does that bring us to? Let's move over to nickel. Let's just talk about the trade. We watch it on the 3-day. No question about it. By the way, if Biden wins over here, right? If Biden wins, and there has been no elected winner yet, if Biden wins over here, and we're talking about this green, quote unquote, green energy push. By the way, you know, $1 million question: which is more carbon friendly, electric vehicles or those gas guzzlers? Which is more, which leaves a bigger carbon footprint? You know, as you're out there flexing your moral high ground up in your Tesla, you know, which has the larger carbon footprint? Have you thought about it? So anyway, it doesn't matter. They're going to do whatever they want to do. And what they're going to do is this huge green energy push. Electric vehicles, either way, is coming, right? And by the way, I guarantee you, regardless of which has a bigger carbon footprint, my kids are going to prefer that we have an electric vehicle, right? I'm not going to be able to reason with them and explain it to them, right? So there we go. So, by the way, this trade looks beautiful. I forgot where Kips first pointed out to everybody, but it was significantly lower than it is now because we were well below also this trend line. And look at this now. By the way, let's look on the 12-hour today, right? I don't know. Does anyone remember, Kips, when you first brought it to our attention, right? The U.S. government got involved buying a mine in Brazil to mine nickel. Here we go. Look at this beautiful, beautiful price action. Look at that. Breakout, retest, now resuming up, looking to make a new swing high. If it does, this looks like it's going to fly. The next target over here is going to be looking to take out over here all the way at 1,300. So this continues to look good. I just want to add another trend line over here for an upper. Let me clone this. Let me add this up over here. By the way, just one quick public service announcement. If you've been following this channel for any length of time and you're not positioned into Bitcoin, don't be salty when everyone else is enjoying their situation over the next year. You know? Like, take joy in others' success. For real. Let me add another one over here. You've been, the case was well presented to you. It was, but if you have privy to this environment, to this community, to this channel, and to my Bitcoin playlist and research and the way I present it, then you actually have better insight into the 4-year cycle than almost anyone else, period. So, you know, Bri, Bull, can we get a like here, please? Can we get a couple of thumbs up in here and keep going, you know? Sorry, Kips, I don't even have the comments on. I'm trying to keep it going over there, you know? And the thumbs down's fine. It gives it much play for the Google algorithm if that's what you prefer, if you're that salty in life. Let's take a look at Chainlink over here. We were looking at this yesterday, right? We were looking at this in the live training session on the 12-hour, looking at that resumption right over there, up about 5% since. Is there resistance over here on the upside to worry about or to look out? Let's check it out really quick. You know, I think so. That looks legit to me. That looks legit to me. We got to clear above that, right? So let's see if we ride above that. Oh, is it too late to get into Bitcoin, right? Look, if you're asking that question, first of all, Dre, it's not. I would absolutely even stop what we're doing right now or later today. Go to the Bitcoin playlist, watch the first video, 3 ways to trade the Bitcoin bull market. And then after you watch that and you're like, all right, this is good stuff, watch the rest of the videos make this the weekend where you have better knowledge of anyone that you walk into a room with about Bitcoin and its 4-year cycle. And then you'll know when you should buy Bitcoin, right? Waiting for that 30% pullback. Let's look at XRP over here, right? XRP coming hot into some resistance over there. That looks like, let's see. By the way, just for everyone to imprint in their minds, it doesn't matter if you got it or not, just imprint it in your mind. Breakout, retest, boom, right? Back to the support, boom. Look, back to the support, boom, right? Just markets are markets, markets are markets, markets are markets. What do I think about dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin? So long as you look, if you dollar cost average into Bitcoin, and if you're doing it over a long-term time frame, it's probably one of the best strategies you can do. Henry, if you look at on the Bitcoin playlist, the beginner strategy for Bitcoin, it's way more effective than dollar cost averaging, right? Way more effective than, it's called a beginner strategy, but it's absolutely a killer accumulation strategy. So check that out. Watch those videos so that you understand what's happening on Bitcoin. And then you'll know at what point you should be dollar cost averaging and what point you shouldn't, right? Because first of all, the whole hodl nonsense, it's nonsense because it means that you don't understand Bitcoin. If you're just like hodl and you're going to hodl through the bear market phase of Bitcoin, it means you don't understand Bitcoin, right? Back to my Bitcoin maxis. It means that you don't understand Bitcoin, right? If you believe that Bitcoin is a call option on the monetary system and that the chances of Bitcoin becoming the world reserve currency is about 5%, which is fantastic. That's pretty high. What else has a 5% chance of becoming the world reserve currency, right? Then keep 5% of your Bitcoin in case that happens, for sure. No question about that. Yeah, Henry, that's the one. The second one, definitely. So, profit target on Ethereum, like Altseason's just getting started. I don't think you should have a profit target on Ethereum. That's my profit target on Ethereum. Altseason is just getting started, right? So by the way, it's hard. It is hard in real time, right? It is hard in real time. Remember over here when Bitcoin was down over here? I did not know. There's no way I had any knowing whether or not we were going to break down lower, right? Or pop up. Do you remember I had that blue box for a while? Where was the blue box? Right over here. There's no way of knowing in real time what is going to happen. Over here. We could have broke either way. We could have broke up as we did or down. There's no question about it. And I said if we broke down, we were going to close the CME gap. I know some people, and right or wrong, I don't know. Some people believe that the CME gap, let's look at it really quick. You guys tell me, for real. So, I'm asking you. Anyone, I have the comments up. I'm asking you. If the screen is fuzzy for any Rico Funk, check out you go to the settings, the bottom right of your YouTube channel, and just change it. You're probably at like 480 or something. Change that up to 720 or higher, right? So you guys tell me right now. I don't know. Okay, I don't like the whole thing about trading is that really I'm self-taught, right? So I don't know what is technically correct or not. All right, you guys tell me. I always believed a gap, like this is the gap, this is the CME gap over the weekend, trading closes, right? And then it opened up over here on Monday. That's the gap. From my understanding, for the gap to close, it's got to come back down and actually close the gap. Price has to touch where the close was, which it did not in this case. What's the situation? Is this considered a gap close because we came back to the open? Because there's no gap there. I don't know. You guys let me know. Is that a gap close? Or yes if it closed, no if it didn't. Right? Yes if it closed and no if it didn't. I don't think it closed, but I could be wrong on that. Nevertheless, I thought that what we were looking at over here was if we broke down the gap closing, right? So over here on Ethereum and everything else in crypto, so we got different thoughts out there. No gap close technically, Patrick. That's where I'm all right. I seem to be on the same page as most people, but right or wrong, I'm not sure, and I don't have to be sure. That's fine. Well, on Ethereum over here, right? My analysis going in, you all knew it for months upon months before Bitcoin broke out, before the halving, was that 6 months after the Bitcoin halving is when Altseason starts. 6 months into it, it sure didn't feel or look like that altcoin has started. If you look back at it now, in hindsight, it sure does, No, I don't think that's the top. I'm just ready at any point above 18,000 for that first 30% pullback. I have no idea when it occurs. And sure, the possibility, I call it the Max Kaiser trade, exists that we go up towards 30,000. I think he put it at 33,000 before we have the first pullback. I don't know. I cannot predict the future for sure. And I think the greatest I don't no longer think that the risk to Bitcoin is on the upside now that we took out 18,000, because even at 16,000, I was telling people the risk is to the upside. I don't think that anymore. I would say that we are neutral and about to be the risk towards the downside. Above into that resistance over here, at this resistance right over here, to me, the risk is to the downside. Does that mean that we can't fly another 30% up towards 30,000? Nope. It could happen. I won't be happy if it happens. But it's really meaningless. What else? He said 28K. Thanks, BitBoy, for the clarification. Max is 28,000. He could definitely be correct. And this is a lot. This is, by the way, I feel like a lot of people there's a lot of people who have no idea, right? There's a lot of people who have no idea. But there's a lot of people that are really looking for that 30% pullback, and a lot of people who understand. And I don't think it's the institutions, right? But here's the thing. Maybe you want your first buy order in, maybe a third of your full position in at 20%. And then maybe you want a little bit more, at 25%. And then another piece if we go to 30%. Maybe like if you're waiting for exactly 30%, maybe we only go to 29%, and you don't get filled. That would kind of be nasty. That would not be a good feeling, So what else? Yeah, we've Ethereum. Look, Ethereum is right here into the resistance today. That's Ethereum, right? By the way, you don't look at you're trying to be preemptive of moves. You're not trying to chase moves. So look at waves up to 18% today. You want to buy waves today? No, you got to be preemptive of moves. Ethereum is right into the resistance today. This could be a take profit area for a lot of people this morning. Rightfully so, by the way. But what we're looking for next to happen is we're looking for price to close above this resistance. And then we'll be looking here for price to come back, retest, turn that resistance into support. And then after that, the next target on Ethereum, right? 643, 630 in that area. Let's draw a resistance in. That could come rather quickly. Let's see what happens. But we're into resistance right now. Careful about that. Apple? Apple's look. This is really important, Apple is doing what? It's doing exactly what the indexes are doing over here. Do you see the Nasdaq also? By the way, it's lagging because you see the Nasdaq over here is at the top, and Apple, right? Where is Apple? Apple's, lagging, right? So when we look at the indexes, when we're looking at the S&P 500, if you're focused in on Apple, when we look at the Nasdaq, you're looking to see what our analysis over here on the index is, and you use that as your guide for individual stocks. Okay? If we're looking to buy on the Nasdaq and you're interested in Microsoft or Amazon or Apple, more than likely that technically a similar things occurring, and that's when it's time for you to focus. But right now, we're super cautious on the indexes unless the Nasdaq breaks out over here. The Nasdaq breaks out over here. Well, at the end of the day, we only trade what's happening on price and price alone. Let's check out what's going on over here with platinum, right? Wow. So I stand by the fact that for Jordan, there's no way I could have gotten into this trade. I don't trade it, but even if I was trying to, there's no way I would have gotten into this trade. Sometimes breakouts get away from you, and breakdowns, no question about it. It's very seldom. It happens about 5% of the time. Even though someone can make the case that, look, this is the breakout, and then that this is the retest, because it sure is, right, into that support, and then the resumption up. I just know myself very well. There's no way I would have took the trade, but I'm looking at it a little bit extra right here to kind of reprogram my brain to recognize the bullishness of the move, right? Look, first of all, the first sign is this huge consolidation pattern, no doubt. But then look at the authority, which it burst out, and then that quick pullback into that broken resistance as support and the resumption up. I'm trying to right now as we talk, because I'm always looking to better myself, and I'm always looking to improve my own trading, trying to just take an extra look at this for an extra second over here, so that as this is happening in real time and another instrument, I'll be a little bit better prepared. We got copper, Dr. Copper coming into a little bit of resistance. Let's check it out over here. Yep. We're coming into a little bit of resistance over there. By the way, right? By the way, this becomes right above that resistance we're coming into. That becomes very bullish. I want to see what's going on with the yen today, because yesterday we saw some descending wedge patterns forming, showing that perhaps we were looking at some yen weakness. Let's take a look at that together right now. Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely wisdom right there. You can't catch every move, nor should you try to, for sure. There we go, Rob. Always looking to better self. What if we're look, this is the correct mindset. This is the correct attitude. If you're new to the community, then you have to be grateful that for whatever reason, the Google algorithm helped you stumble across this community, right? Everyone, by the way, thanks to everyone who has been shouting out to Raul to get us onto Real Vision to talk about Bitcoin, right? Because there's been a lot of you. I'm overwhelmed and I'm grateful. Thank you for everyone asking Raul, because he asked who should talk about Bitcoin, and every single one of you is just nailing it, right? Thank you for that. But we're here together, and that's really all that matters. This is Real Vision's Real Vision, but what we got going on here is special. And if you're new to the community, don't be salty. The bull market's just getting started, right? There's plenty of time. Do your research, get on the same page, and just have that open attitude. The same posture you should have before God was just an openness to receive. Just learn, and the market's always going to be there, and there's always opportunity, So here we go. Well, I saw a comment about the monthly platinum chart. Here we go. The monthly chart is forming a nice bottom. Let's take a look at it. I never look at monthly charts, by the way. It's just way too big of a time frame to trade, right? Just a way too big. Look at that monthly candle, though. For me, the monthly chart is just the daily chart is too big of a time frame for me to look at. So figure, times that by 30 and you got the monthly chart, or if you're in a public market, times it by 20 is there's only 20 trading days. It's not too long before Bitcoin has been trading as many hours as the S&P 500. Think about that. How do you like that? Only in position could trade on the month. That's true, though. The monthly is tough. That was funny. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, right? Thanks, Rob, for the follow on Twitter. And you know, yeah, it's and Westfall. The thing about that is you just want to be able to share in that with them, right? You just want to be able to enjoy the ride together. So here comes Bitcoin targeting my. I forgot what I told you all. Whatever 19 is it 18,932. 18,932. Um, check out Zoom. Let's check it out. Um, Man, I have no idea, to be honest, right? But what came to my mind though is right now the terrible current situation of all these continued lockdowns. We're seeing a lot of countries in Europe that at first were opposed to lockdowns are now actually locking down. And by the way, I'm the type of person who I'm happy to be proven wrong. I was a big proponent of what was happening in Sweden, right? But if you looked at what's happened in Sweden over the last 2 or 3 weeks, their cases are spiking. I don't have the answer, you know. I don't have the answer. So yeah, that's for sure, Westfall too. This is also a once in a lifetime opportunity, but I do believe we're gonna have another cycle in us. And the chance. Will there be another 10x? I don't know. We'll figure it out after as we accumulate. At the end of this bear market cycle, as all of us are accumulating in, there's going to be another ride. We'll figure out what my price targets are, but they're going to be significantly higher than what they are right now. And I do believe firmly, and I don't until we have the top of the bull market, I can't tell you what I believe it'll be, but I think that we don't trade under 35,000 in the next bear market. You have an answer is that you don't have an answer. That's often actually an answer. No question about that. That's an answer. When I don't have an answer and I don't know, I'm clear to say I don't know. So anyway, on Zoom right over here, I'm factoring in the fact that we have lockdowns coming in, but has their massive growth already taken place? I don't know. This is the kind of thing. If anyone, I doubt anyone was able to. Back in February on this channel, we knew very clearly what was happening. Back in January on this channel, watch the videos, we were talking about, the corona. We were talking about what was happening and how it was going to affect the markets. And we were all stockpiling food and medicine. Back in January into February. Jesse, big up. And then, I wasn't astute enough to think that, I should look at Zoom because we're going to go to video communicate. I was using Zoom at the time. I never thought to invest in Zoom, but that was the time. That was the time. On TED? Jason, there's also one on there's a lot of them. Wow. If you have it, share it. I was listening to on what Bitcoin did, a bunch of Bitcoin and Ethereum developers talk, including Vitalik, and it was a long podcast, but about halfway in, about an hour in, I can't follow what they're talking about. I can't follow about what they're talking about. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Oof. That's the comment of the day. I'm so glad to read that, Rod. Rod, I'm so glad to read that. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that makes me happy. Happiness comes from building up those around you. That's the true value of happiness. All right, what else do we want to look at today? I feel like it's a Friday. I'm kind of like sitting in here, just enjoying the show. But what do we all want to look at? What do we want to talk about? I wanted to look at the Australian dollar pairs. Let me start with the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Let's see what's going on over here. I see this coming into resistance right now, right? So I'm still not sold. So I believe I gotta take off the comments for 1 second so I could focus on the charts. right? Before I get into the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, look, the only thing that I'm seeing right now when I look at the DXY is two things. Number one, we're back below that trend line. This trend line over here is very important. It connects the March high, and then over this where I went short on the dollar, right? And then it connects over here. It connects over here. We broke above it over here, fell back in, right? And since then, we've been like, all right, we're completely sideways. But if we break down below where we are right now, let's put a blue box in here so everyone can see. We are on the verge right now of breaking down outside of this box. That could lead to a massive move to the downside. Maybe what the markets are doing today, and I don't know, I don't have the answer, but maybe what the markets are doing is they're pricing in the fact that this happened, right? Which means that weaker dollar, and that's why we're looking at gold and silver bid, because that means that the Fed is going to have to pick up the slack. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. I don't need to know. I just need to follow the charts. I like to know. I like to know that type of stuff. But if we break down below over here, then we're looking at testing the September and yearly low. If you still want to hold on to your milkshake, All right. We got a bunch of options expiring today, no doubt about that. Let's go back to the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, and look at all Japanese yen pairs. Right now, we're coming into resistance, right? Is this an uptrend or a downtrend, by the way, right? I would have to say that it is really kind of in a big, wide range, a huge range, 500 pip range. I would have to say on a longer time view, it's definitely a downtrend. But I have to say from the March low, it's still in an uptrend. I think that until you break back above this trend line over here at this point in time, looking to go long does not make much sense, right? Would you be looking to sell that? I'm trying to convince myself. I can't really convince myself that I would. Let me look around and get a better feel by seeing what else is going on out there. Let's see the euro Japanese yen. I actually thought I was going to be seeing a lot more clarity. This is the only one, right? So anyway, I wish all my lines that I had yesterday didn't disappear. I think we were just watching that, right? So this is still like you could have took this one. I wasn't. I thought about it. And now that we're breaking above this trend line on the next pullback, it will offer up an opportunity again. But I don't see too much. I don't see too much at all. Square, by the way, with its, $270 price to earnings, like the banks are disappearing, by the way. And I fully believe that maybe they'll reinvent themselves as tech companies, but, Square, PayPal, they got big futures. Still short euro Japanese. Let's take a look at it. Let me get my just eyes on it just to see what we're looking at over here. Looking at that spike up. Look at that right into that resistance is where that last spike up would be. So that's kind of easy. This is like a gimme in my opinion. I'll move this one down over here to right over there. Why? Because, right now, if we resume down, then you know where your stop loss is, right? It becomes very clear in managing that short because right over there, pulling and testing that resistance over there. If you resume back down, right? And if you break this support, this becomes one heck of a trade. But if you trade back up of that resistance, watch that trend line's also breaking at the same time. It's probably time to exit that trade from a swing trader's perspective. I'm here to hold on to the milkshake, right? I was a big dollar bull. A big dollar bull over here. And this is where, as the chart showed me, I had to exit that position. I did not want to. I did not want to become bearish on the dollar. Like everything inside me wanted to hold on to my dollar bullish position. And like I had held everyone through this dump over here. But the charts are the charts. and you have to pay attention to what's going on to the charts. I cannot subscribe to, maybe that's why Raul doesn't want me on Real Vision. I cannot subscribe to those who throw out a macro view and then could be wrong for several months or years. Peter Schiff, right? I think that's it's not morally wrong. I think it's wrong to do to people. So George, if you're looking at Amazon, all you need to be doing is following what's going on with the indexes. If you look what's going on with the Nasdaq, we're right into resistance right now. Do you see that? You see that we're into that resistance right over there. That's a warning sign, right? Expect resistance and support to hold until they don't. If it doesn't, then you could get bullish on Amazon, right? But right now, you should be what? You should be cautious to maybe even bearish, right? There's a similar pattern that's on the index that I was just looking at for you. If you're interested in individual stocks, watch my analysis on the indexes. It's going to give you the best guidance on that. So guys, if you're focused on individual stocks right now, as Bitcoin is in its bull market and alt season is about to be in full swing over the next couple of months, maybe you want to reassess what you're doing. All right? Friendly heads up. Bitcoin's crashing again. Man, Bitcoin's always crashing, right? I can't tell you how many times we've seen people say in this run up that Bitcoin was crashing, right? I remember Bitcoin went unchanged, a few days ago, earlier in the week, and people were like, Bitcoin's crashing. Do not short at any time any cryptocurrency in the bull market. Do not short any cryptocurrency at any time during the bull market phase. Do not short any cryptocurrency at any time during the bull market phase. All right. I feel like that's a good strategy, but higher. I feel like I don't know what I feel like. Let's take a small interlude. I'm gonna back off the energy here. I'm gonna follow in what's going on with the comments, and we're gonna follow the flow over there. I'm gonna find out kind of where the tide is running, what you guys want to look at, and then we're gonna. You guys really interested in airline stocks? We're in like lockdowns. Look, if you want to get interested in airline stocks, like sincerely, wait to see who wins Georgia. I think that's January 3rd. Wait to see who wins the election December 14th. And then, if we're going to get a bailout of the airlines, then maybe get involved. But right now, is that what you want to look at? Let's take a look at WTI. We haven't looked at it today. And it's kind of in a holding pattern. Watch this trend line over here. This is for the next move over here. Yep. This is for the next move. Should you buy Bitcoin as it is? This is the question that you're asking, my brother. Should you buy Bitcoin as it's made a, let's say 100% move into the all-time high and resistance? Well, I mean, do you think? Let's go back to oil. So there's, by the way, everyone knows this is what I see on oil, right? Watch that pattern that's developing right over there. So this is what I've been watching on oil, was after like sideways forever. And by the way, can I get a thumbs up if I prevented you from getting stuck in oil all these months, right? But then I saw clearly this channel over here. We broke out over here to the upside. This is a bullish technical event. I'm waiting, and I believe that we're going to break above here, right? Now, is it possible that even today, because of this, we get a big... I would have expected a big risk off move. It didn't happen, you know? And you know, I don't know. Here's the guide. This is where you are right now for the next move on oil, right? If we break out above over here, then there's a good chance we're breaking above here. If we break above the 420.80 resistance, that opens up the upside. If we fall down and break this trend line, the next target is over here at $39. That's a big move, right? That's a pretty big move over there. 5% move. So that's a trade to watch out for as well. We wanted to look at Tezos and we wanted to look at Chainlink. Let's start with Chainlink. So, you know, again, we were watching this yesterday. This was the entry over here, right? The break above the important level I've been pointing out for a long time, $13.25, moved up from $12.92. We broke above it. We came back and retested and then resumed off. This is conquering the markets all day long. Your entry was down over here. It's about 4% up or something like that since. You can't chase momentum. Tezos, let's take a look at it. It's been a long time. It does not look it looked great around over here, right? It doesn't look so exciting. We got big resistance right over here in this area at $2.29. Let's throw in, you know, if you see that, like, right, doesn't look exciting. Break above there, and then maybe, you know, for a 50% move incoming pretty quickly. But, you know, crypto's moving. Where's Tezos? I have no idea. You know, it's up in the last 7 days. It's unchanged. Why? Like, you know, there's massive. Man, I don't even know what WPTC is. Is this block streams? Is this block streams liquid? I don't know what that is. Yes, Kips has absolutely, for sure. Kips has absolutely crushed oil, and he's called out every trade over these past several months as he's taken them here. No question about it. Big up. Yeah, you know, you should probably invest in Exxon and also in, like, you know, all the banking sector. Yeah, those look like really good sectors, you know? Definitely the future. I would definitely be going long banks here and long oil companies. I see it. Brandon, do you say what it is? What wrap Bitcoin is? I mean, I'm not interested, I guess. That's why I don't know, but I'm curious. You know? All right, Bitcoin running. Hal Finley. Hal Finney. You know, Bitcoin running. Who put that comment out there? I saw it. I missed it now, but I saw it. Yeah, I got a lot of sarcasm going in today. You know, why? Get into something good. Get into something good. What does wrap Bitcoin mean? Is that Blockstream? Yes or no? Natural gas. We got a lot of natural gas traders, right? Let me start off on the 3-day. So, I mean, I know that's true, Robert. That's very true. That's very true. By the way, you know, none of this is investment advice. Do your own research, make your own decisions. I am completely joking when I say buy or consider buying the banking sector. It's going away, right? You guys are all familiar with the central bank digital currencies, right? The digital dollar. They're bypassing the banks. The banks will be gone. Tech company. By the way, Google's rolling out checking accounts now, right? Who do you think that your 19-year-old nephew is going to open up an account with? Bank of America, Square, Cash App, right? Or Google? Think about it. 1% off the all-time high? Is that what we said? No. Yeah. Natural gas. That's a great analogy right there. Banks are the money, like travel agents were to travel in 1997. Boom, Dan, boom. All right. Would I buy more Bitcoin if you saw a pullback that brought the price down to 11,000? No. So, like, let me answer the question before I get into. No. If we pulled back to 11,000, I am fully positioned in at 9,000. I have no need to add at 9,000 and then over leverage myself. You have to be careful about getting over leveraged. Like 2020, I hope has shown you anything could happen. Oil went to zero and then negative, traded negative on the futures contract. And you can't, you can't just take risks. Investing is not about, it's about being risk adverse. If I were to increase my position at 11,000, even though most likely that's a gimme and a gift, I have no need to do that. I'm fully positioned in at 9,000. Now, if Bitcoin had a 30% pullback to 14,000, I would buy it because that's expected. And I said above 14,000 on the 30% pullback, I would buy. I hope that makes sense to you, right? Something's wrong if we went down to 11,000. I'm not adding to my position. If we pull back 30%, and we're above 14, I'm happy to add to my position. I think it's a great entry. Natural gas, I can't understand but this isn't natural gas trading at like $3 or something? There we go. So, natural gas. I can't understand the allure. I can't understand the allure of trading natural gas. There's a lot of natural gas traders, right? So, with that being said, let's just look at the chart and see what's going on, you know? Well, to be honest, this is a market that I would stay away from. Oh, there you go. Swing trading 8-hour. There we go. This I could get involved with. Let's take a look at it. Let me move up. Let me put in some support, right? First area of support, clear as day. Yep. You're resuming off there right now, by the way. Resuming off that support there right now. If you break down over here, would you be worried? The next support, let's draw in the next area of support right below it. I mean, that's what's going on. I maybe on the 12-hour, it's a little easier to trade. I can't say that I like the market. It's not a descending wedge. I'm kind of forcing it, I think. Yeah, not really too interesting. I'm not trying to be sarcastic anymore right now. So let's take a look, right? What else we got going on over here? Let's take a look. Let's get a look at Bitcoin over here. We've made some new yearly highs over here, right? And it's beautiful to see. Beautiful to see. So close to my too cute take profits, right? So close to my too cute SEDG. What is it? Alan, thanks. Wow. There's the March low over here. Yep, there's the March low over there. Oh, this is solar, huh? Yeah. So, by the way, I mean, again, just go back to it all. I I think that's like Kip's nickel trade makes complete sense to me from both a fundamental and a technical level. I think it's a beautiful trade, a beautiful, 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 elegant trade. Really do. Anyone, if you're following what's going on over here, and again, we get, a really clean blue win over here, and we're going to see a huge green energy initiative, right? Yeah, I mean, I think you want to, get bid up in that government money for sure. Wheat. We could look at wheat. This was the first time I saw the comment. I didn't think you were spamming or anything like that at all. Let me get a better chart over there. So, by the way, you saw the whole, the UN just released some nonsense about next year, a gazillion people, not having food, and there being apocalyptic shortages. Jim Rogers is a huge fan of agriculture. Um, you know, this looks really interesting. By the way, do you see that rounding bottom? One day when I have time, when all these kids go off to college, I want to spend, definitely some time studying bottom patterns. It's something that I really would like to do one day if I ever had the liberty. But without studying them, I know that that is a beautiful rounding bottom over here on wheat, right? And not only that, it's a multi-year, 5-year, 6-year rounding bottom over here. And look at that support over here. That was all resistance. Look at that. Does it go back further? Look over here. This is a big level. Wow. Look at this level. And then it continues, right? It continues. And now we've not only broke above it, right? And now have retested it, looking for the resumption up. So, man, buy nickel, buy wheat. Those things are outside of my wheelhouse. It's not the markets I trade, but I they seem like good ones. They really, really, really do. Wow. Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful bottom pattern. That's a beautiful. You could trade that if you're in the US through something like TradeStation or Interactive Brokers. Also through something like Ameritrade, you know? Josh, what's going on, brother? Thank you for that. I feel like it's not the best session over here. I think we started off hot and fast. I don't know where to take it because it's Friday, so I'm not going through FX right now. Maybe this weekend, maybe not. Maybe this weekend I'll be able to go ahead and do a video leading into next week. But I feel like we're kind of floating because of these huge moves in the market. There's not much to do. Um, let's look at that. Let's look at Litecoin. Litecoin, by the way, and let me call a spade a spade. I'm not a believer in Litecoin, and I'm surprised and happy about its current price action because going back to the past cycle, Litecoin led the bull market. Litecoin is the one who led the start of the bull market. It also led the crash down. But here you got Litecoin leading Altseason again, right? And that's pretty awesome. Again, I'm rooting. People ask why I use the 7-day or the weekly. It's only because the 7-day becomes before the weekly. Let me actually delete that. Right? I don't ever use the 4-day. So I didn't see what type of pattern on the weekly someone thought included we were putting in. But what I'm looking at right there is that 83 resistance, right? And above there, the magic happens. Above there, that's a big level. We just looked at a big level on wheat. This is a really big level on Litecoin, right? By the way, does Litecoin? I would like to hear your opinions. Does Litecoin make a new all-time high in this bull market? What are your opinions? Please, yes or no? Does Litecoin make a new all-time high during this current bull market? Thank you. Thank you, JC Travels. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Rich, that chart looks massive. That chart looks massive. It really does. So far, we're about 50-50. So far, we are 50-50, a little towards the no. More yeses, but close. Yes, for sure. Probably, maybe. No one knows, but split, I would say that's pretty split. All right. 50-50, I agree. So what do I think? I lean towards no, but maybe. What about XRP? All right, everyone, hold off on the Litecoin. On the XRP, do we make a new all-time high during the bull market on XRP? Yes or no? 100% Rico Funk. This chat. Wait, I'm gonna come back to that in 1 second. First, I want to see Rico. I'm gonna come back to that in 1 second. I want to see on XRP if we have yeses or nos. I'm interested. We have a lot of no's on XRP. We have a lot of no's on XRP. Excellent. And I don't know, but I don't think so. Wow, DP has a huge price prediction on XRP of $10. All right, so I want to talk about this over here, this comment over here from Rico Funk, and he's saying, after seeing your wheat analysis, I realize how this channel benefits you as well, Jordan. Glad the community helps you in return. How to be a benefit beyond, just like in the future. Rico Funk, look, this channel benefits me enormously. First of all, by having to go over this from an educator's perspective, I spend way more time than I normally had in the past 20 years on chart analysis, and it is an enormous edge for me. It keeps me really in the zone. Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone, Conquering Trading and Investing in the Zone. It keeps me in the zone so well. 2020 has been my second best year. 2008 was my best year ever. And 2008, by the way, I was very young and reckless. So I would use massive amount of leverage, right? During the crisis, though, 2008, 2020, both crisis years, that's when there's enormous volatility. Although I'm not looking for risk and the thing is, traders do thrive off volatility. But 2020, I attribute my phenomenal year to this channel and doing this work with you all. This channel, Rico Funk, absolutely benefits me enormously. Absolutely. There you go, Doug. I like that comment over there, right? Of course the markets are manipulated. We trade on the right side of the manipulation. The markets are manipulated, right? We work within that for sure. Listen, Brandon's the guy. Brandon's the guy. Listen, I don't look. There's no question about it. I'm Bitcoin. Thank you, Robert. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that. Hold on before we get into Tesla. I'll pull up the chart of Tesla to remember. But we were talking about this. Couple of thoughts. First of all, I am Bitcoin centric, right? I'm not a maxi by any means whatsoever, right? I'm rooting for the success of crypto. I love Bitcoin. I don't think it's Bitcoin versus anything else. I think it's Bitcoin, right? But I'm not listen, Ethereum's cool, and if it works out, that's cool, right? It could literally help change the world, right? So anyway, DeFi is the future. There's no question about the fact that DeFi is the future. I mean, if you're not noticing the fact that Bitcoin is the biggest decentralized network in the world, then I think you're also missing the point. But DeFi finance that's being worked out is the future. There's no question about it. Not only that, right? It's in its infancy stage. Unless you are if you're a developer on DeFi right now and you're living and breathing this stuff, you're still not really even in the know. It's so every day the amount of changes that are taking place are exponential. It's enormous. And we have no idea what's going to be the leader and what's going to work out yet. Maybe 4 years from now, it'll be a lot clearer and a lot safer, right? I'm looking for clarity. Bitcoin to me is clear. I will take half of my net worth and put it into Bitcoin. If you take half of your net worth and put it into DeFi, there's a really good chance you're going to lose half of your net worth. Being a trader, being an investing is about taking calculated risks, not about taking risks. So for me, with my 20-year wisdom, it's too early. Yeah, you can hit a home run, but the odds of you hitting that home run, Babe Ruth hit the most home runs. He also struck out the most. So, if you consider yourself like a venture capitalist who's looking to take on many risky investments, looking for the ones that have 30, 40, 50 X's, understanding that 5% of your wins are going to make up for the rest of your losses, you could do that, make a bunch of asymmetric bets, I think taking just the Bitcoin trade it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I was positioned in before Raul. But yeah, it does make sense. So what else are we looking at? Tesla. So my concern with Tesla is this, right? This is so over here, this is when like I over here, right over here, I was like, I'm not taking that. It doesn't make sense, right? And then since we've just been sidelined on Tesla, everyone who's positioned on Tesla on the announcement that it's being added to the S&P 500, they made bank. And that's awesome. But chasing that right now makes no sense. It makes no sense because we don't know what's going to happen here with the indexes, which to me look, they look very cautious. If you've been watching my afternoon videos, my feeling on the indexes, and they have to prove themselves. And if they do prove themselves, there's more upside. And there could be massive amounts of upside, but they have to prove themselves technically first. But right now, as Tesla is already priced in, is it priced in fully to being in the S&P 500? No. Has the index, the people that need to buy Tesla shares bought them yet? No. Historically, from the date that it's added, though, that's the near to interim top on the instrument. Do I think this time will be different? No, I don't think this time will be different. Do I think you should short Tesla? No. It's just that, that's what it is. As something is added, that's generally the interim top. Ooh, 20K on Bitcoin this weekend. Is it possible? Wow. Harry, welcome. Good timing, brother. Look, there's in life, there's such a thing also. Not saying this is not about you, Harry, but there is a thing called luck. And it's true. There's nothing wrong with luck. Now, there is the whole truth that, the harder the work, the luckier you get. Of course, no question about it. But in life, in business, there's a degree of chance and luck. And, that's all awesome. Yeah. But Raul does not, let me call it out. Raul has absolutely probably the worst track record on Bitcoin. You could go back and look at his tweets, right? Like, look, at this point in time, Raul is on the right side of the trade and understands it. Awesome. Not only that, there's a huge body of people in this world that Raul gets to influence towards the right way. That's amazing. That's awesome. I am very clear how much I enjoy listening to Raul. 100%. I really enjoy listening to Raul, to his thoughts. There's it's not up on my screen, otherwise I'd share it with you. I definitely love everything that Raul adds to the conversation, the way that he articulates himself, the way that he expresses ideas. But if you look at Raul's track record, right, a lot of maxis have pointed it out. You got some awfully bad tweets in there being on the, anyway, he's on the right side now. There you go. The more I practice, the luckier I get, the harder you work. Let's look at Alibaba. What's going on with Jack Ma and the Chinese government? There's a Real Vision video. You could just Google Real Vision Jack Ma. billionaire, because this other billionaire from China who's in exile talks about within the next, I think 12 months is the time he put it, that Jack Ma will be disappeared. Let's see what happens, because they were just launching the Ant IPO. You think Alibaba's big. Ant is way bigger than Alibaba. Ant is the digital financial system of China, and China's getting ready to introduce the digital yuan. What is the competitor? Ant. What is China doing? All of a sudden, as the IPO, I think the biggest in the world, was it bigger than the Saudi Arabia oil IPO? They were getting ready and then the Chinese government stepped in and said, there's problems going on here. There's fraud, right? Direct competitor to the digital yuan. Will Jack Ma be disappeared? I don't know. Watch that video this weekend. Very interesting. Very interesting. Zoltan, thank you, brother. Great to see you. Anyway. I'm not feeling the flow. He had to resign. He didn't, by the way, PS, and the reason I say that, because it's in that Real Vision video, which happened several months before this occurred. It's not that Jack Ma resigned. Jack Ma was forced to resign, right? And that you'll see that in the video several months before it happened in real life, saying that he will be forced to resign. So, it is what it is. Alibaba. So what's going on in the chart, though? You can see that clearly. Or we're going to see a bigger descending wedge. If we do see in the longer time frame over the next, several months, this descending wedge pattern form, that could be a very bullish event. If we break down below here, below this little, just focus in on this trend line right now. Right there. Just focus in on over here. As long as we break below that, watch out. Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin is going to drop 90%. No, I think that's utterly nonsense. Is Bitcoin going to drop 80, 85%? Yep. 100, not 100%, but I very much believe Bitcoin will drop 80 to 85%. Yes. Why did altcoins peak in 2018? Is that Fleming? Are you asking why did Fleming? Are you asking why did Altseason peak in January of 2018, and why will they not peak today? It's a great question if that's what you're asking, but I want to make sure. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Jack, until after the bull market. The bull market is not going to be ending. I have it right now somewhere. I have it right now. It's September 21st, 2021. It could be sometime in October, November, December. We'll see. We can't know that ahead of time. But the bear market phase will not start until the bull market is over. Now, the reason, going back over here to why, Fleming, the only way I could answer your question is for you to go to the Bitcoin playlist on this channel and watch those videos, which explains the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, and the rest of cryptocurrencies revolve around Bitcoin's 4-year cycle. And Bitcoin in that 4-year cycle, which the catalyst for it is the halving of the Bitcoin supply, the miners' reward for verifying the network. Every 4 years, as that's cut in half, it starts off a bull market mania, and that also includes a bear market phase. So watch those videos, and then you'll have a better understanding of the 4-year cycle than anyone you walk into a room with. We're going to go for 1,000 likes today. I know there's only 1,200 people in here, but we're going to go for 1,000 likes today. So that's the goal. I thought that my Bitcoin entry, through my Bitcoin entry, any thoughts on enter now? Right now, Bitcoin is risky to enter, in my opinion. These are all my opinions, by the way, and it's just opinions, right? So, by the way, in life, I tend to look at people who have been right? I don't look at people, when people cause the financial system to crash, I then don't look for them for help. I look for the people who are saying, hey, listen, the housing market's in a bubble and is about to burst. Those are the people I look at. I don't look at the people who were wrong in the future just because they got control over the narrative, right? So I am looking right now to take a small, tiny piece of profit at 18,932. Do I think that's a good time to buy? Absolutely not. Do not FOMO. The only good time to buy, in my opinion, on Bitcoin, right, is twofold. First of all, I don't believe in swing trading Bitcoin, right? And by the way, I mean, this was the swing trade we pulled off, right? Everyone remembers it. Everyone that was here. Right over there. Exit 40%, right into that resistance. Hold on to the next 60% of your trade. It's up 60%, but it doesn't matter. That's being held plus $100,000. That's going, right? Anyone who just took that one trade alone, you're set for the year. I don't know anything about Yearn Finance at all. It's the first time I ever heard the name. So anyway, let me go ahead. We'll look at a chart of. I already gave my full explanation on YFI, right? That it's too early, but we'll look at a chart in 1 second, unless I'm wrong there. I think the next good entry on Bitcoin is of a couple of things, right? If price comes back down towards this resistance over here, this support over here, and holds, that could set up an entry on Bitcoin. What type of pullback would that be right now? That would be an 11% pullback. Do I think if we pulled back to that support and held, it's a good entry? Yes. What about over here? You got some support over here at 16%. Absolutely. Beginning to begin entering in on a 50% pullback, for sure. That's going to be a good one, right? What is the risk, right? We have a 26% pullback into the breakout over here. When I say breakout, this was the last swing high, June high on Bitcoin. The Heath line, is that a good buy on Bitcoin? I do think so. And then 30% takes us right now back into this trend line over here, right? Those are the only places that I would consider buying Bitcoin at this moment in time, even if I did not own it. Notice I've always said, remember Bitcoin's at 13,000, 14,000? Yeah, I think you should buy it. Now, I would not buy it here right now, personally. Is the possibility exist that Bitcoin takes out the new all-time high and the Max Kaiser event occurs? Yep, it could happen for sure. And well, I take that back. I guess is there a risk in not owning Bitcoin? Yeah, of course. Let's check out what this Wi-Fi is. Oh, this is what we were looking at. I don't know. Is this what we want to look at? Yeah, this is what we want to look at? We don't... I mean, you're just in the wrong market, right? I don't know. I can't give any insight or anything into this whatsoever. First of all, I have no idea what their balance sheet looks like. I have no idea what their business is. I have no idea what their cash flow looks like. I have no idea what their debt looks like. And the chart looks horrific. So that I could just say the chart looks horrific. That's what I thought. I thought it was. That's why I went on to that whole rant. About DeFi and how it's in its infancy stage and how I believe, and then I went into venture capitalists. That's what I thought originally, and I went into that whole rant exactly on that, and then we're still asking for it. We already talked about it, right? So again, we already talked about it though. I already answered that question ad nausea. I think that DeFi is the future. I think Bitcoin is the biggest and most established, secure, and proven decentralized network there is in the world. I understand what you're talking about when you're talking about DeFi, though. And listen, right now the DeFi play is probably like Chainlink, right? It's probably like Ethereum, but this is gambling, in my opinion. And unless you're ready to make an asymmetric bet where you could lose all your money, I don't think you should make the investment. Be ready to lose all of your money because, and I went into all the developers, you know, there we are. Yeah, Marcos, there's so much, and that's the thing about Altseason. It's listen, guys, pause. 836 likes. We're gonna take it up to 1,000. 800. Listen, in Altseason, there's gonna be all of these projects that offer fantastic potential. Okay, and some of them are gonna work out, and the vast majority of them are not going to. Right? So it's not always the best technology as to the first mover and the one that has the largest network effects. All right? And you could introduce this and that token utility and it could seem fantastic, but be careful. Be careful. The whole idea during this current we're in November 2020, Altseason is beginning. Bitcoin is roaring, about to make new all-time highs. The whole key here is to take advantage of this moment in time that we're all fortunate enough to be aware of because the vast majority of the world has no idea what's going on. Not only are we here, not only do we understand it, we also are privy to understanding that 4-year cycle, right? So as Bitcoin peaks, we're not looking to hold, right? Oh, let me hold this 85% down because Bitcoin is the future, right? No, that's nonsense, right? So just be careful what projects you invest in, right? Go with the leaders, right? And if you want to play alts, consider like the top 20, the top 30 of alts. These gains look very inviting. Look at this. Do you want to buy something that's up 65%? Right? I can't believe Waves is up 70%. Listen, it's not my thing. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. It's almost like throwing darts at a chalkboard during Altseason. It's hard to miss. It's hard to miss. You have luck on your side. I know way too many people that made way too much money in Altseason last time and then lost it all. Do not be one of those people. Does Jordan do 2 times Alanus per trade day? Not on Fridays. Monday through Thursday, we got the morning live stream, and then we do an afternoon update. But on Fridays, we do not. Jeff, I'm not following what you're saying here. And I want to understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I don't understand what you're saying. Let's look at the last bull market really quick, right? And then we could get, so that's the peak of the bull market, and that's the halving. Okay? So by the way, the low is 15 months before the halving, right over here. Right? That's where on chain we begin accumulating. 15 months to the next halving, right? So is technically this the bull market? Well, yes, right? I'm not counting this right now, Jeff, though. Is this the bull market as price, is up 277%? Yep. But that's not the bull market. Okay? That is the bull market, but that's not the bull market. What is the bull market? Right? Is it from the halving? Because I'm looking from the halving all the way to the peak, and that's a year. That's well over a year, right? That's a year and a half. So I don't see 3 or 4 months. All right, what happens if I define it from the new all-time high? Right, the new all-time high was made over here. Let me zoom in. Right over here in February of 2017, right? And the peak was in December of 2017. So even if you're defining it as from when price made a new all-time high to the height of the bull market, you're looking at 10 months. So Jeff, it's just a different pair of eyes, okay? And Jeff, I'm being sincere here. I'm not trying to be like, no, that's wrong. Well, I mean, it is wrong, but what I'm trying to show you is just what's correct so that you're on the right side of the trade. Because Jeff, I want you there with us. That's all. All right, brother? I want you there with us. So I want you to see what we got going on over here and just with a different pair of eyes. And Jeff, do watch the Bitcoin playlist. All right. Big up over there. Big up. China 50. Kips has been saying it forever. I never even pulled it up. It's apologies. It's not. I'm not like that. I don't know why. What is it? Are we looking at this? Pro Shares Trust? By the way, if you're just joining in the session, as you join in over here, please take my question. Sold 20% Bitcoin today. Did they make a mistake? Well, I mean, listen, number one, if you're asking if you made a mistake, I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm looking, just a few $100s away to take off 2/9 of my tradable position, significantly lower than 20%. You'll look like a hero if we pull back 30% from here from now, but I don't know. I can't answer that question, honestly, because I'm very clear that I have no idea. What I know, and I confidently know, I share, right? But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but don't sell more than that, right? You should have, what are we looking at over here? Why does this line curve down over there? Why does this line go like this? This is a trend line. And then why does it curve? That's so weird. Who Kips, did you draw that line on my chart? Is this what we're looking at? Kips, is this what we're looking at? I need a yes or no, and I need the ticker of what we should be looking at. No. It's 2/9 off of my tradable position, right? Not my stored offline position or BlockFi position, right? What must have been drawn on a log chart. What's this EXT thing that's going on over here? What is this new? What is EXT? Nifty 50. We're on the right one? Yeah. Is this better? Do I got the right contract over here? Or should I be on the CN 50 US dollar? Thanks for appreciating that. I do appreciate that very much. No, I will not. That's a big question out there. Will I short Bitcoin? Look, I'm looking for the 10, 15x on the way up. I'm not looking for the 85% on the way down. I'll be looking to reaccumulate. I'll be holding 5% of my Bitcoin position just in case this thing catches on. China 50 index. Man, I don't know, man. Let me go with this one. CN 50 US dollars. We'll look at this. We all good? October. Beautiful. And by the way, all right. Kips is a sharpshooter, right? Wow. What happened in March? The only thing that I'm going to say The only one thing I'm going to add, because I have nothing to add, and by the way, Kips is the one to talk about it. It's his trade. He was all over it. No question about that, right? Yes, I remember many times him talking about it, right? Many times. It does at this particular time look a lot like what's going on the U.S. indexes, right? It does look, this is the yearly high. We see the yearly high, right? Look at that, those two charts look pretty similar. I'm trying to get they look almost the same. Do you see this line right over here? Right? They look very similar to me. They look very, very similar to me. They're just both off their all-time high, right? As is the Russell, as is the Dow, and the Nasdaq is just off the all-time high, but again, running into that little bit of a problem. Did you miss the gold part? Yeah. Gold is in no man's land over here, right? Get back above 1914. It might be time to get back involved in gold. However, silver is actually looking and performing a little bit better technically than gold. But you could go back to the beginning of the live stream to watch that. Jay, me? Look, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. That's for sure. I could be, way off by 30%. I have it off at 18,932. 18,932. Exactly, name. Silver's looking good over here. Not New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Let's check it out. Is it setting up for a long next week? I don't think we're going to be able to make it. Maybe, because we're going to go out in a little bit with Kip's track over here. Maybe that's what gets the rest of the likes up over here. I missed this trade over here on New Zealand dollar, US dollar. But no, now's not the time. It's getting away, right? I missed this. No, this is getting away, though. Is the DXY falling down below support? No, DXY is holding up. I missed that. It's too soon to get over there. All right, everyone. Yeah, it's breaking out. It looks fantastic. And it looks fantastic. But there's no trade to be had for myself. Right? This is setting up probably next week. Almost 1,000 likes. We didn't do it. But we're gonna go out now with this is from, I'll include the channel right over here. This is the track. Do subscribe to Kips as a way to say thank you to all that he offers to all of us, as a way to enjoy some really good music. I like his music. I love classical guitar. I also love Spanish guitar. There's one track over there that I really liked. Link looks great. The entry was yesterday, Ryan. All right. Thanks, everybody, by the way. Thank you for the beautiful session. Have a beautiful, 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 beautiful weekend. Thank you for all of your friendship. Thank you for this community. Grateful for each and every one of you. And I want to bring each and every one of you along for the ride. All right, let me start over. I like the beginning the best. We will have 1,000 likes, though, within a couple hours. That I am sure of. And if you're watching this right now, if you're watching the replay, I am glad that you are here. It is good that you are here. Thanks for being a part of this community, even if you're not here live with us. We looked at XRP earlier. I mean, XRP is right into resistance right now. Josh, use whatever you want, brother. This is Kip's guitar. I know you're asking which I use, but that's irrelevant, brother. Right. That's all, Josh. Much love, you know. Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Kips. Everyone obviously loved that. Great stuff. Very, 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 very nice. Thanks for sharing that. And we're gonna go out now, JCL style. Zach, I don't know exactly, but I would gather anyway. I don't know. Yeah, by the way, Chris Anderson, first and only warning, man. What the heck? Go somewhere else. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you soon.